1 week after becoming Prime Minister, Julia Gillard has buried the hatchet with the mining industry. The long-running and bitter row over the controversial super profits tax has been resolved after Labor made major concessions. The tax rate is now lower, it will apply to fewer companies, and even the name's been changed. The breakthrough opens the way for an August election, a poll the Coalition is vowing to turn into a referendum. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simpkin reports.
What a difference a Prime Minister makes.
Today we have a breakthrough agreement that moves Australia forward. There will be a negotiated profit-based tax regime, but there will be no resources super profits tax.
The ministers and miners signed their peace treaty in the Cabinet room. Both sides had something to celebrate, as the empty wine bottles attest.
This is how you get reform done. You think, you work, you consult, you talk, you have blunt conversations and you take the nation forward.
That sounds like a swipe at Kevin Rudd's approach.
Following the Prime Minister's intervention, there was a marked change of tone and willingness to discuss these issues.
The government didn't just change its leader to make the deal happen. If the old tax applied to super profits, the new tax targets mega profits. It's no longer industry-wide, only applying to iron ore and coal, while the existing petroleum tax will be extended to cover all oil and gas projects. That will reduce the number of companies affected from thousands to hundreds. And most dramatically, the headline rate will be slashed from 40% to 30%. The deal's a breakthrough, but also a back-down, considering the Treasurer's past assurances.
We have said that we want a 40% rate. We are committed to a 40% rate.
The concessions will cost $1.5 billion over the forward estimates. The government can no longer afford a 2% cut in company tax and will only deliver a 1% reduction.
There are swings and roundabouts.
The major miners are happy. Rio Tinto called it an important step forward. BHP said it's a material improvement. Xstrata revived the projects it had put on hold.
This is a positive outcome for Australia and the Australian minerals industry.
A healthy compromise for some, a capitulation for others.
This is an unprecedented tour de force by the mining barons against the public interest.
Labor will need the Greens' support to get the legislation through the Senate, given the opposition still vowing to block or rescind the tax.
The next election will be a referendum on tax. The government wants a new tax, the Coalition doesn't. It's as simple as that.
That referendum will be a lot more complicated for the Coalition if the big miners keep themselves and their money on the sidelines. The government has backflipped, but Julia Gillard appears to have landed on her feet, making an early election that much more likely. Mark Simpkin, ABC News, Canberra.